Hi, everybody. Welcome to me late night. Now, I know it's not that late, but it's late for my purposes because I'm usually done by 2:30-ish p.m. But I had to come on and talk about Y&R again because I forgot another angle, another storyline that was hidden kind of in between all the chaos. And so I really want to focus on it because if I don't, I feel like I'm doing a disservice to the two actors who were in the scene who are dynamite on a daily basis. I'm talking about Mark Grossman, who got my hashtag, and also Jason Thompson, who gets my hashtag a lot. And because there are two reasons I want to highlight these two people. First of all, like I said, they're dynamite aces, A plus, whatever you want to say, every day, day in, day out. But also, um, Mark Grossman just celebrated 7 years of being on Y&R. 7 years. I can't believe it's been that long. I mean, when you say it, it makes sense, but it doesn't feel like that. It feels like he just came on the scene yesterday and he picked right up. But then, because of all the history, I do believe he's been on there 7 years. But he is dynamite no matter which way you go. Okay, so the scene I'm talking about is they were somewhere. I forget the location. And they were talking, just talking. And I was like, okay, my brain totally locked into I better pay attention to this because it's going to get deep. And I just knew, okay? And they're talking about, do you ever think we'll get to a place where we, I don't know, can like each other and let go of all the baggage? And, okay, so Adam, Mark Grossman as Adam, is asking Jason Thompson as Billy this question. Now, to understand the backstory, which I understand, but it didn't really click right away until they said the names, and I was like, whoa, oh, okay. So apparently, Adam hit or something, uh, Delia, the little girl, and his actions caused her to unalive. And ever since then, Billy has had it out for Adam for doing that, right? And so I was like, whoa. Okay, so this brings back into the thing where I knew that, okay, on the outside, without this piece, I knew that the baby that Sally is carrying in the storyline is really important to Billy because I knew something happened with Delia. I knew that, but I forgot what it was. Now, and then it took a minute for it to flash back, and I was like, "Oh yeah, okay, so that's what happened, and that's why the baby is so important." Okay, and I was like, "Whoa!" But man, okay, when I say that, okay, men, and I'm not trying to be general here, I'm really not. I'm trying to make a point, okay, because women actresses can usually pull on the emotions and you believe everything they say because you can think about it and go, okay, that might happen to me, or something like that. Okay, with men, sometimes, now, unless they get like great, like these two are, um, they don't really pull on the heartstrings that much because it's like, okay, and there's not the believability factor there. But with this two and this scene, it was like, whoa. I was like, I didn't get emotional, but I just felt the weight of the scene even through my TV. I was like, damn, this is important. And whoa. And okay, they are going to have this beef for a long time. And also, it makes you remember, if you ever forget, not that you would, but, well, comes into question about, like, if you lose somebody, then, the thought of having another child or whatever, if that's the situation, okay, then you can't, like, the idea of having another child to make up for or whatever the other child doesn't happen, because there's a certain space for that child you lost or the person you lost, and nobody can ever feel that. And nobody is supposed to, because everybody is individual, right? So that really hit home for me. And I was like, whoa, okay, I totally get the gravity of all this now. But man, whew, I felt like I came out of a boxing ring with two of the best, like, fighters ever known to mankind. I mean, the only one in the same class is, like, Eric Braden, and because he's been doing it for, like, forever. Okay. But these two are, like, young compared to that. And I still felt like they were going, like, he would say something and the other would say something and the other would say something. And I was like, this back and forth, back and forth. And it's like, whoa. Yeah, so it was great. Great. So yeah. But so that's why I hold on to. But then, okay. So this brings up other stuff for me. And it's not like emotions or anything. I'm just saying that you get to see another level of Adam, because I've been picking on this for a while just because I noticed it. Because, okay, okay, what do I want to say here? When Adam came on the scene, I was like, okay, this is a bad boy, bad guy, whatever. And then they tried to redeem him. And I was like, okay, he's a good guy. And then he spent some time in the innocuous category, meaning it could go either way, right? And I was like, is he bad? Is he good? And I was like, okay. And then they started doing this thing where they're trying to switch him from good to bad again. And then I remember, because I had the whole thing, I said, what are you doing? You're turning a good guy into a bad guy with no, like, reason for it and no backbone. Why are you doing this? He's a good guy. So, but this I understand, because it gives the character complexity. And in my acting, like, knowledge, okay, you need certain things for longevity. First of all, you need the chops. Second of all, you need believability. Third of all, you need to be able to let me ride a roller coaster of emotions with you, from happy to sad to mad to all of it, right? But then the fourth thing you need, your character needs complexity. Once you get those four things, plus whatever, I don't know, maybe, like, I don't have the word for it to make it one word, but when you can convey any emotion on the page and I feel it through the screen, which is like believability, but like believability plus. Okay, that's like level number 5. This man has 4 levels, and they both do, because Billy Abbott's character, the character of Billy Abbott, is complex too, but in different ways. Okay, so they are aces. They can be in this business until they don't want to be in the business anymore. I'm telling you. And once again, if these people do not get Emmy noms, at least something's wrong here. All right. Bye, guys.